Thanks everyone for tuning back in. I am your host Laura Afonso here at the Navigate Credit Union Broadcast Center with our third and final guest, Amanda and Angelo from Fully Rooted. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you.
Like we were saying, New Year's resolutions, New Year's parties, a little bit of balanced life. You know, we're all looking forward to that, making our best self in 2019, and Fully Rooted is definitely here for that. Mm-hmm. So why don't we start off by telling a little bit about both of yourselves and how you got started with Fully Rooted.
So we started Fully Rooted. Actually, it was Angelo's idea. We've been in business for 5.5 years now, and we started at farmers markets throughout the state.
So you started selling juices at the farmers markets, but where were you making the juices?
So we were juicing right on site, and then within a couple years, we were able to obtain a loan for a juicer.
Oh, wow.
And then we produce now in Mineral Spring Ave in Pawtucket.
In Pawtucket, okay. Now, so you started from farmers markets, and now you're actually moving on to your second location.
Yep.
So your first location on Mineral Spring Ave in Pawtucket, is that a small space? Is it large? Like, what are we working with for?
So we have about 1,000 square feet in our kitchen space, and then we just increased that for our kombucha production.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Okay. And now your second space is actually down the street from here, which I was very excited to hear about because we actually get to have juices in downtown Providence. So you're actually at Current State. Can you tell me a little bit about what we've got going on there?
Yeah, so Current State is a really beautiful space. So upstairs there's yoga, meditation, and bar.
Wow.
And downstairs they have their beautiful retail space with crystals, and they sell other beauty products from local places in Rhode Island. And then there's also us. Yeah.
Wow. So it really is a great shared space because each person, each company feeds off the next. So we've got holistic, crystals and all natural beauty products to go along with juicing, kombucha, bar, yoga, meditation. It's kind of all really wrapped up nicely in a little package of health and wellness.
We're very symbiotic.
Yeah, absolutely. So tell me about, it was your idea to get this all started. What made it click? What made you say, I want to start a juicing company?
So we were all dealing with health issues.
Okay.
All three, we started with 8 of us, and my stepfather was really like the lead of dealing with health issues.
Okay.
So he healed his own health issues with juicing and changing his diet.
Wow.
So at a young age, we saw that, and we figured we're dealing with the same thing at a young age, so we applied juicing to our diet and saw results really quick.
It's
so
incredible.
After that, we just figured we need to start doing this for others as well. Yeah.
It's something that I've seen in a couple health documentaries of people who have had health issues and they switch over to a very holistic, very simple juicing and not processed foods, eliminating all processed foods, and they're able to really cure themselves or at least remedy some of their health issues without taking pharmaceuticals or medication. And so I think that is really huge when you really think about what we're putting into our bodies and how we're reacting to those things and whatever chemicals or processed foods are in our diets, and how we can kind of counteract that and really identify the source of our health issues with all natural homeopathics.
Exactly.
Absolutely. And so you started with 8, and now there are 3. So you're all co-owners, and the third. Tell me about your third co-owner.
Ben is very similar in our journey as far as health goes. He leads a lot of the design aspect.
Cool.
And it's been unbelievable working with him. We see eye to eye. We have a shared vision, and we just really connected early on.
That's important.
Yeah.
You're all on the same page. That's amazing. So tell me a little bit about juice cleanses. I've heard, some crazy things, people going days and days on end without eating food, or people finding a lot of great benefits from juicing. What are your opinions, and what kind of juice cleanses do you have to offer?
So we offer 2 different types of cleanses, one of which is with food, one of which is without food. So both of the cleanses allow your body to rest your digestive system, which helps heal your body from digesting so much stuff. So when you allow your digestive system to rest, you're able to kind of detox your body a little bit, but also it kickstarts you into healthier eating habits, which that's kind of what it's there for.
That's the end goal of it. Okay, so you're not really promoting juicing to say, lose 5 pounds for your high school reunion this weekend. It's more so give your digestive system a break from all of the heavy foods that we're eating and it's breaking down. This is really allowing it to kind of flush its system and put a lot of really good nutrients into the body.
Exactly.
Yes. So what do you find the biggest health benefits from juicing are? Like what magic juice is giving to the body?
With the juices, it's a quick way to get nutrients in. So in a 16-ounce bottle, there's at least 3 pounds of fruits and vegetables in there.
How many?
3 pounds.
3 pounds?
Yeah, so it's a lot easier to drink 3 pounds than it is to eat.
Consume
and just like Amanda was saying, it's a lot easier to give your digestive system a break for them to break down all of that as well.
Okay. And so juicing it, instead of just, cooking vegetables, you're getting raw, all of the nutrients without losing any of that good stuff from when you're, for making spinach at home on the stove, you're losing a lot of those nutrients that you would get from eating raw spinach. So tell me a little bit about how, cold pressed juicing and maybe what that means too.
So there's 2 different types of juicing. There's one that uses heat, and we use the other method that is without heat. So the heat method is centrifugal, so you can juice the produce, and then within 30 minutes you should really drink it because the nutrients start to degrade.
Oh, okay.
So our process is the cold press method, and so you're allowed to extend the shelf life over the course of 3 days. You do get oxidization within those 3 days. But you are able to retain all those vital nutrients within the juice.
Okay, so they're not going anywhere.
No.
And so it's about 3 days. So it's always making sure to stay fresh and
and refrigerated.
And refrigerated. Yeah. Okay, so a juice will stay fresh in the fridge for 3 days.
Correct.
Okay, so anything over that, it kind of starts to break down a little bit.
It does.
Okay, well that's wonderful. So then that goes to show you that you guys are always serving fresh juices. They're made within, the most recent amount of time.
Yep.
Definitely. So are you still doing farmers markets, or are we kind of, now that we have a setup, we're just doing our new locations?
So we're still at farmers markets.
Awesome.
That's where we started, so it's kind of
where
where our heart is.
Are.
Yeah, for sure. We
Definitely.
have a lot of amazing customers, but also we source a lot of local ingredients too. So we meet a lot of farmers that way, and just it's nice to be out at the farmers market.
So are you able to get some of your vegetables, your produce from those farmers? Where are we sourcing?
We get a lot of our produce from Fort Town.
Okay.
They're right over the border in Massachusetts.
That's great.
We've worked with Shartner's, Wishing Stone, Little River Farm. So every time we meet a new farm at the farmers markets, we try and incorporate whatever we can.
And get them involved too.
And we just started doing some prepared food, so we're going to continue that.
Really? So what kind of prepared foods are you looking at?
So all of our prepared foods are really clean. There's no added sugars. It's just very simple stuff.
Yes.
It's full of a lot of nutrients, and everything is made from scratch. We make all of our own dressings, hemp seed dressings.
Wow.
Brownie bites, which are really clean. Everything's gluten-free, paleo.
Yeah. So gluten-free, paleo is for our friends who have dietary restrictions, and you're looking for, or you're just looking for clean, healthy eating, while being able to have like a little treat. Brownie bites that are paleo and gluten-free sound like a win. Yep. Definitely. So do you each have a favorite kind of juice? Like what are we working with? What kind of flavors?
That's such a hard question.
I know. It's a loaded one.
Probably the Purify. It's just really clean. There's no other fruit sugars in it. But we do have like the watermelon slice in the summer. It's really like our cult classic.
I know. What's your favorite juice?
I have always drank the wheatgrass from day one.
Okay.
It's just a juice shot. It's really high in chlorophyll.
So it's just a shot.
Yeah, you start with 1 ounce. You can have up to 4 ounces in a day.
Okay.
But the wheatgrass is really high in chlorophyll, which is good for your immune system.
Awesome.
But if I had to pick a regular juice, I would go with probably the Purify as well, with some cayenne pepper.
What is in the Purify? Tell me what goes in it.
So it's a mixture of cucumber, romaine, lemon, ginger, cayenne, Swiss chard, and bok choy. Super clean.
So lots of those good dark leafy greens, giving you all those nutrients because they're raw and they're juiced cold pressed. That's amazing. Yep. And now I think that it's interesting, the shots, because I've seen them before. I've seen like the little like cayenne shots. Tell me about the benefit of being able to just, something so condensed into a small little amount, being able to just throw it back, and what that does for your body.
It's just a more concentrated ingredient. So the wheatgrass, you only need a small amount. Like the Breath of Fire shots that we do is just 1 ounce lemon, 1 ounce ginger.
Oh, okay. So the Breath of Fire gives you that ginger.
Exactly. Yeah. So the ginger is good for digestion. It's good for inflammation.
Great
so
for
it just
energy.
Yeah,
it's a small amount,
you take
but
that and you're like, whoo, oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's really powerful.
Absolutely. So tell me a little bit about your kombucha and what we've got going on with that.
So you have the citrus hibiscus.
Ooh.
I have the lavender rose hip. This one is actually a caffeine-free base. This has black Assam tea, but there's trace amounts of caffeine in here.
Okay.
And we like to make our kombucha very functional, so it's made with a lot of herbs. We have some fruit bases, but we've been leaning more towards herbs and a lot of
flavoring.
Yeah. So I think that's what differentiates our kombucha, and it's functional, so it always serves a purpose for you too.
Definitely.
This one's very calming and really nice and relaxing. The citrus hibiscus is just very floral and fun, and so it's been fun playing around with those for sure.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Now, for our viewers who may not have ever experienced kombucha, can you tell us a little bit about the benefits of kombucha and how it's made?
It's a fermented beverage. So you start with tea, you start with sugar, and you ferment it. And then after that, the second fermentation is usually done with whatever you want to flavor it with.
Oh, okay.
So the end result leads with a very high probiotic beverage. It happens to be carbonated. Some of it is from natural carbonation. Some of it's from the CO2. Yeah, it starts with a natural carbonation.
Wow.
You can add more with CO2, and that's what brings it from the keg to the bottle. Just that type of gas.
Yeah.
But it's really good gut health for the probiotic content.
Good for the belly. Absolutely awesome. And so the juicing is giving us great nutrients for the body. Kombucha is great for your gut. So really, you're taking care of yourself in a holistic way.
For sure.
Absolutely. And I love your glass bottles. Is there any kind of refill that we can do with those bottles?
So for these glass jars, kombucha, we swap out for $1 off.
Oh, that's great.
Our juice bottles, you'll get a discount when you refill them. We also have juice and kombucha on tap at both locations, so
Wonderful.
you can bring your jar and get a discount.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yep.
Very, very good. Now, what kind of farmers markets, where can we find you outside of your new location in downtown Providence?
So we are at the Hope Street Farmers Market in the summer, Coastal Farmers Market in the winter, also the Farm Fresh Market in the winter. All of our markets schedules are online. We have quite a few markets.
Oh,
so
awesome.
Yeah.
So we can definitely find you popping up
Yep.
across the state.
For sure.
Awesome.
Yeah, we usually do 2 to 3 in Rhode Island and 1 to 2 in Massachusetts.
Okay. Oh, okay. So you're giving Massachusetts your juice as well.
Yes.
Definitely.
Oh, that's awesome. Good for Massachusetts. You're very lucky. And where can we find you on social media? That way we can stay in touch and always see what kind of juicing, kombucha, and flavors that you have and where we can find you.
So we are on Instagram and we are also on Facebook at Fully Rooted Juice.
At Fully Rooted Juice. So make sure that we all follow Fully Rooted Juice on Facebook, on Instagram, especially going into 2019. We definitely want to take good care of ourselves. Whether it's with a juice cleanse or whether it's with a concentrated shot, we all can definitely agree that getting our healthy leafy greens and fruits and vegetables in a juice form makes it a little bit easier to take down and a little bit more approachable, and we can definitely fit that into our New Year's resolutions.
Definitely.
Absolutely. Well, thank you both so much for joining
Thank
me
you.
today.
Thank you for having us.
Of course. And thank you all very much for tuning in. And until next week, we wish you all a happy and fruitful New Year. But please don't go anywhere because we have Kate Nagel coming up at 4 o'clock.